Hello, and welcome back to GameBeta Disc Plays. This is Disco Elysium, and this is episode 4. And this has been, so far, for me anyway, a fantastic experience. And I hope it's been a very good experience for you, and I hope you are all enjoying this episode, this season, sorry. But yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. There's a lot of text in this game. Great, some tectonic forces crack the pavement like an eggshell. Yeah, there's a lot of there is a lot of text in this game, a lot of reading. But I hope that I'm doing a good job in regards to reading that out clearly to you. But anyway, so in today's episode, we are going to be looking at or visiting and trying to get the body out of the tree. But first of all, maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. Okay. The damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Yeah, so alright, so just to summarize, they did level up in the last episode and I put it back into electrochemistry. I'm thinking these two here, I quite like these. The combination of Inland Empire, which is hunches and gut feelings, dreams in waking life. I like that coupled with electrochemistry. So he's like a drug-infueled crazy dude who has waking dreams and bizarre hunches. I quite like that. But yes, connect to Station 41, understand cop culture. Yeah, that's the two I think I'm going to go with. And this is my signature skill, which is why it's got the what's it called, the crown there as well. So we're only 10 points away from leveling up again. I also keep forgetting I am doing this as well. Lonesome Long Way Home. I don't quite get what I guess when you research this, or when you what do they call it? Well, I don't know what they call it. But here you go. When you internalize it, that's the word I was looking for. I guess when you finish internalizing it, then you get this +1 permanent to encyclopedia, and your factual memory returns. So that was about 6 hours and something when we started, so we're getting through it. 38%, and this is in-game time, okay, not real time, which may usually in most games seems quicker, but actually this is a lot slower. I started this game I think at like 9 in the morning. And I've been playing it. I've probably been playing it more hours than I have actually on here. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, let's get to that tree. So we've looked all around here. We terrified a little girl last. Well, not terrified, but upset her in the least. And we are now going to go through here and go and check out this body. But before we do that, the whole reason why I got derailed from going to this body in the last episode is because I wanted to go and get the prybar, or the crowbar, from Kim Kitsuragi, I think. Anyway, Kim's car. Right, trash container. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock. Physical instrument, heroic. Oh. -10, tool not equipped. Okay, so let's equip. Whoa, oh, that's the wrong one. Let's equip the prybar. Held right. Well, that's the prybar. Maybe we can just use the cutters, you know. Maybe the locked containers. So maybe we can just use the locked containers. No, okay. Alright, so it's got to be the prybar. It did say the prybar originally, but on the description to the chain cutters it says used to open lock containers. So I thought, well, maybe. Alright. Okay, so still 17%, so it's not great. This is a white check. You may retry it. Well, let's try it. Check failure. Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending. What is this? Your triceps ache for the metal to bend, but it resists. This calls for a potent curse to help break its resistance. Utter the power words. Hang from the pry bar with all your weight. There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong, but nothing else comes to mind. The quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough. He's enjoying your little failure. He finds it amusing. He's reveling in the sweaty rage on your face. Yeah, well. Unsatisfying, hurtful. You hear a ringing sound, but not quite hollow. The can seems to be full. Yeah, bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, so there is something in it. Full of its self-content, happy you failed. This snickering trash container is having a grand old time. Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working. But I wanted to use the pry bar. I feel like I'm losing out on something not using the pry bar. Dear, I've lost the morale as well. You are. The pry bar is quite satisfying and handy, he nods, without the slightest hint of irony. But you are just not good enough at prying. We should get the keys. Right, I need to put more skill points in physical instrument to try it again. Alright, so... Alright, very quickly, I know I said we're going to go and investigate that body. We are going to go and get the keys from the guy, because this is bugging me. As much as it is our friend Raphaël. Can I help you? He arches an eyebrow. Is the trash container out back yours? Mine? No, it belongs to the whirling in rags. Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked? Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out, that's why, and the neighbours too. They put their trash in there and they don't pay for the garbage company. I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container? Well, yes, us and the garbage disposal company. It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. I wonder what this feeling is. Prod at him and find out. Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor? Callous? What are you? Krasmazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard. We need those keys. Garte. What do you need them for? It concerns the case. The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden. Please cooperate. There we go. He takes the keys from under the counter and hands them to you. Just bring them back once you're done. I need a drink. Can you pour me one? Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this... He points to his empty hand. Is this a shaker? He sounds irritated. You sound irritated. Why? All I want is a drink. Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie in doing this? He shakes the imaginary shaker furiously. Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why? Because you're not a bartender. That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. And he comes his breath. I'm glad we cleared that up. Was there anything else? What you want is a goddamn drink. How is that so hard to understand? Well, you're not getting it. He slams his hands on the counter. Asshole. This is a thoughtful exchange, but can we please move on? Alrighty. Well, that went down well. Still need to find a tape machine, a tape from somewhere, so I can get on that karaoke machine as well. Double click to run, press space to stop. Okay. Alright. Let me just save it very quickly. And let's, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's take the crowbar out. Here we go, the big reveal. I bet it is just trash. In fact, I'm almost positive it's going to be trash. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there? There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. Open the lid. Very nice. Got 15 XP for that as well. And a new skill point on the way. Good. Trash container. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. We're just in time, the lieutenant peers in. This hasn't been emptied for over a week. Look under the boxes of carton. You see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Baptiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below and turbo noodles, nothing of note. Pick out the rags. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. Grab them. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air. The victim's clothes. The lieutenant smells them. Cadaverine odour is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Drop them in here, officer. Bag the trousers. Kim quickly searches the jeans. Guitar blue marked jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt too. A wide belt. The loops appear stretched. But he looks into the container. The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here. Something slimy catches your eye. Reach for it. A drab long-sleeved shirt, olive coloured, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus. Bag the shirt. Nice 5 XP. This is a military type overgarment, no label or serial number. This is the kind of rib knit shirt that's worn over light armour to conceal it in an urban scenario. He nods to himself. Anything more? Perception trivial success. The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye, but other than that, a thrown out towel, a mug, that's all. Alright, we should go to Garte again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It would be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard, or that one. He nods towards the red-haired boy behind him. I'd advise against confronting that force. Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here. Fuck's he on about? Kids, the one behind the fence yells. You hear that, Gunno? He thinks you're an infant or something. See? You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and this establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread. Okay, proceed. Search the food waste. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy in your hands, apple and potato peels mostly, unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing, it's nothing, and nothing more to see here. Trash container. What's this? What? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Pick it out. Item gain damage ledger. Something larger, a clipboard, a a blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes written in a man's handwriting. Officer, is that your paperwork? I don't know. What is this? Found. It is. Look, he points to the clipboard. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. A miserable looking slip of paper sticks to the board. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? It must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. What are you talking about? I speaketh the tongue. Doeth thou also thorough inventories? He points to the notes. You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it is falling into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue. I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I don't take those. I see, yes. You're what we call a badass, aren't you? He makes little quotation marks around the words, indicating he is unsure of its actual badassery. Tell me, seeth your badass more in there, or are we done? The lieutenant peers into the trash. New task, read your ledger and name the case. Soggy cartons and rags look back at him. Oh yes, and it would be appropriate to start taking notes on the case. It's what cops do. Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and find the Interact tab to read the paperwork. Alright. The mug, I'm getting that mug too. You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. An antique. Only in its social sensibility. The man briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Close the lid. The container sounds a muffled gong. That's one thing off the list. The lieutenant sounds relieved. I think we've got it all. Open the lid again. Close the lid again. Leave. Press the wrong thing there. Height. Tremble. The time is now. What? What time? Time for the show. For the hallowed time of fear and disintegration, a countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream. I can't even pronounce that. What is that? I have no idea. Okay. Wait. When did this countdown begin? Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality. You are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From it you will spread. This is because of the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it? Yeah, she spoke the words of and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself. Am I sure it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism? Thought gained. Cop of the apocalypse. The face of the women fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor. Interesting. Alright, so we level up. So I'm going to go for... I think I'm going to go for electrochemistry again, maybe. And then next time we're going to do... Inland Empire. What else do we have here? What was this? Oh, interact this way. Right, so we have Damned Ledger and Yellow Man Mug. Interact. It's the ledger you found in the trash, a pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from a plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Anything else? There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic board. It's a metaphor for you. Medium success. Below the pathetic's terror. Do not look into its blue heart. Inspect the toilet paper, inspect the clip. Browse the white paper, browse the yellow paper. Browse the white papers. They're not exactly white, they're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercoloured patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The page itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while there's a red stamp that exclaims case files, commit to paper. The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden crumpled up earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organised and extremely dense, if mostly illegible. What is in there? What are they about? Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51 this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to the missing pages. An odd naming a convention, but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. There was a mention of a naming convention here. Yes, it appears you employ, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins, yet still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural, another The Square Bullet Hole Murders, another yet The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The Guys on a Couch in an Unexpected Location, The Murder at the Hookah Parlour, and even the rare Article 3 Collapsing Tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. You like this grimy murdering, don't you? Electrochemistry. Wish there was one in there about a drug den. You love those. Gets that blood pumping. Damage ledger. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done later once you're done inspecting them up close. Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention. You mean the alphanumeric officer. Precinct, time of arrival at the scene. No, I mean non-numeric one with titles. Oh, you mean the titular. Yes, well, so do I. In our defence, almost everyone in the RCM does. Why is that? It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the revolution, when the organisation had little idea how to do things, it persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. I seem to have named a case, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Again, in your defence, I seem to have named one. He peeks into his notes. The man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that to amuse myself. He smiles. I pray his loved ones never actually find out. What happened to him? Rail spike through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? There is for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish it. Commit to paper. The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigour and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. Cross out the ones you've already finished. Hey, got a morale back. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done. It seems to say. And you, and you. And a you too. That last one cuts a slash right through the paper. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case. Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case? No, actually. Any ideas? The Furies are at home in the mirror. Furies, yes, well, it's obvious he doesn't like it. I don't know. I have to be honest. I'm not expecting the internal strife that refers to. And also, he furrows his brow. Could we make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name. You know, think what would that be? A good, normal name. The Hanged Man. Great, that's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. So task complete. Read your ledger and name the case. Gained 35. Good. He flips the pages of his notebook. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out. I'm done inspecting these. Close the files. Alright, you don't exactly close them so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. Inspect... +1, Kim explained the system. No, well, I can try it, I suppose. No. So it's white, so I can try it again. I need to put more points into logic though. Inspect the toilet paper. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off. Take it off. +5 experience gained. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better. Inspect the clip. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down onto the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. Run your fingers across the aluminium. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned? What? He's lost in his own notes. It takes a moment for him to see it. Yes, a halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. Interesting. What kind of information? It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has a station number and address. The information varies date by date of issue. How many years have you been on the force? He's thinking it'll have that. Your kill count. Yours will surely have your kill count. How can I read it? Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. Like, for example... all RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too. This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn on the lights. Thanks, that's all. Don't need to browse the yellow papers. In the back you see thin translucent copier paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes. Like marching armies. These look like official forms waiting to be filled out. What types of forms are they? 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. Misconduct fine. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. Station call. These are sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. Field autopsy. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in colour. You see the parameters of a deceased human form, waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs. Colour of the irises, predation marks, and condition of sexual organs. Enough of these closed forms. Disclaimed ledger. Yes, all that remains now is to fill in those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies for dead guys. Healed one health. Very cool. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork, you have spared the fragile copier paper. Look at the clipboard. It is made of a dark blue plastic, enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 sized board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters RCM. What did you say the colour was? Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. Shake the ledger. Something rattles inside ever so slightly. Is there a hidden compartment? Peek inside. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. How would I open it? With your hands. U4 sized pages hang from the clips screwed to the top of the board. Not going to open that yet. I'm going to wait until... I will do, but not yet. Smell the ledger. The acidic stench of rotting food has rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. It is base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. Right, put the ledger away. And then let's just interact with this quickly. It's just a racist mug. What's there to read? Nothing. Not much. There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. And look at all that content. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage? This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it, or do some volunteering work? Just finish your case, detective. Alright. So we've got read the watermarks and put the clothes. Who put the clothes in the tracks? We've got a lot of things going on here. This is on 53% now, so that's pretty cool. And we got 75 points. So let's go ahead and save. And then yes, we are going to finally look at this body, because it's been forever. We'll go over there later. The hanged man. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like, and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. Look down. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils. God, what is that? Why is it so bad? Endurance heroic 15. Let go of your nose without throwing up. Yeah. The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expect. More fever than odour. It fills your mind, flushing you from within. Try to walk away. Lovely. That sound was absolutely hideous. Alright. Too late, it's impossible to keep it in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid. I'm sorry, it's okay, it happens to everyone. The lieutenant hands you his white handkerchief. Keep it. Thanks, wipe your mouth. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. You think ammonia would help? If you can handle the headache, he nods. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odour, but not you. I can't handle the headache. It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you. Okay, where do we get ammonia from? That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. He nods towards the plaza. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the Fritz store nearby. Okay. Having the ammonia is a modifier to the endurance check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them. What is that? So get ammonia from the garden Fritz store, it'll make it easier. From the gardener or the Fritz store, so. Active decay. The lieutenant raises a white piece of linen to his nose. It's okay to throw up, officer, no one is judging you. Alright, he's about to blow, the cop's gonna blow. Alright, so someone is trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. Alright, so after all of that then, items, this handkerchief given to you by I can't equip it. Thought maybe if you could put it over your mouth then it might help. In any case,
Kono's got this!
Kono's got this, the boy throwing the rocks at the dead body, can't be older than 12.
Oh yeah, never comfy, Kuno. Right in the...
Okay guys, so we're back. I cut away there. I was having a conversation with this kid. It went on for a very long time. Also it's just pretty not the content of what he was talking about was not suitable for this channel, I'm afraid, or not the sort of suitableness that I want on this channel anyway. But yeah, so we got a bit of information. We got some more XP points from him. So we're 20 points away now. So yeah, so it went okay. We got a bit of information. We are now going to go to, I think, first of all, the gardener, because we need to speak to her to see if she can give us any pneumonia. One thing we did learn from the kid is that apparently she doesn't work at the garden as a gardener anymore. Shivers all around you. Rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. What do I see? Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. How does it feel? Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer grow heavy. The cold finds its way in under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. What is in the west? Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean, wave after wave washing the coast of Martinique with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. Who are you, ghosts? Who are you? The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet. Beyond the bay of Revachol, ghosts rise into the sky. Who are you, ghosts? The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district, faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there? Will I? No, you are just one of hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinique every day. What is down the shore? Urban coastline, rain dripping off eternite-covered roofs. Cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development building once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water. And beyond that? Coal City. End of all lines. Run your fingers through your dampened hair. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighbouring coal plants. Smoke stacks rise somewhere in the distance. What is in the east? The great gates of the industrial harbour are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Clench your teeth to stop shuddering. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. And beyond that, La Drizienne, King's Driss Passenger Harbour, cruise ships flanked by dock arms, cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. Coron, the lower middle class distributary, cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain. A silvery curtain of rain over houses the class divide. The class divide. What's in the north? Capeside apartments, tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Always collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. And closer to here, a yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree. Bloated droplets of rain slip from his cold cheeks. What's in the south? A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He is too cold. The canal bridge has been raised. What's on the other side? The road ascends. A raised motorway loops over the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snow melts in Jamrock. What is Jamrock? Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol. Droplets form on your eyelashes. So by that logic, then Jamrock is the capital of the world, right? If Jamrock is the capital of Revachol, therefore by default it is the capital of the world. Anyway, it's home. Where's the hood? Where the hood at? Why am I not in there? Where do I live? Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at? Where do I live? On a street that On a street there that flows like a muddy river in the snow, with fire traps rising on either side. A film rental opens its doors to rain. An armoured motor carriage rushes past the corner where you used to walk together. Suddenly the hair on your back rises. Why am I not there? To be a matinee where no one goes, at the run-off point of a long-forgotten canal in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed. What am I doing here? Standing in the rain, looking north where Jamrock City stretches inland. Shudder, look further. In the rain-swept distance above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Your vision blurs, you wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. What's above? Coalition aerostatics. Aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. The rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a Friet to the east. They sell them there. Wow, man, that's a serious amount of reading. There is a lot of reading in this game. Alright, we're quickly going to speak to the gardener. And then we will probably leave it there.
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago.
Do you still have your salts? I think I could use some. Nice. Sure, I'm done with them. She takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and hands it to you. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache. Sweet. Okay, well that wasn't that long, so maybe we'll go and check out. Maybe we'll go and check out the body. Yes, we have a pool ammonia. Okay. Before we go anywhere though, let's check out, because we might be able to level up if we use his lights. Kim, how do I turn on the headlights? He turns the preheater on, waits, takes out his keys and says, alright, ready? I turn, you press start, it's next to the preheater. He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. Press engine start. Press the power button labelled headlights. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle. There you go, I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of them now. Okay. So yeah, let's go in here. And then we need to oh, no, not that one. This one. We need to interact with our damp. Browse the case files again. Wait. Browse, look at the clipboard, wasn't it? Nope. Oh, it was on the clip, wasn't it? That was right. Okay, so how... Wait, how can I read it again? Get in front of Kinwin's headlights to read the halogen watermarks in your ledger. This... Okay, well I'm standing in front of them. Oh, I see. Sorry, here, interfacing. Interfacing. As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid in the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you. There she is. Revachol West. There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice. Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no hundreds of micro perforations. Look at the shimmering street grid. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kineman's headlights. Wait, look around you. A rat brazenly darts past you and then disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry. In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines. Ah, Martinez. He smells the air and says, Where are we on this? Let me see. He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it. Right here, he says, his finger near the top of the map, on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. I'm sure I've seen worse. Oh yes, Coal City, Le Romier, the burnt out quarter. All of them worse than here. The Royal Me, I don't know how you pronounce that. Look at the perforations. There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. Tally up the different rows. The first row has 18 dots. What about the next one? The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border and then some. Count them individually. There are so many it's hard to count. More than 150 at least. Maybe even 200. What about the last row? The last row has 3 perforations. That's it. Aiken, what do these holes mean? Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They're your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look. Son, here is where we score your life. Performance. You better hope it's good. The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? I walk the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. There are 9,855 days remaining. Cool, I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money in doom crying. Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means you finished. You've got, let's see. Wow, more than 200. Is that a lot? It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. So you're saying I used to be a super cop. Call it what you want. You are a valuable member of your precinct. Now let's look at the last row. Right, those are all your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. Confirmed kills, that sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling. That's not too many. That's not too many. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Dramrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asks the man across the desk from her. Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week, and I don't really think about it. There's no trace of guilt in his voice. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. He's sincerely glad you are not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent. Have you ever killed anyone, Kim? Yes, he says, declining to elaborate. How do you handle the strain? Everyone has their own method of coping, some more effective or self-destructive than others. He gives you a meaningful look. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Like what? Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Maybe I should find a hobby. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves. He points to your yellow gardening gloves. It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. Okay, let's get going. Cool. Task complete. 15 level up. Right, I'll go turn off the lights. He presses the remote control. Alright guys, so I think the level up will be a good place to leave this episode, and we will get back to this in another day. So we still don't have the map. We can go back to the mirror because we've leveled empathy, electrochemistry up a little bit. I might. Yeah, I've got some other things. I might do the ledger because I think I think logic. I think logic might help us a little bit, but probably not that much, to be honest. But it will allow me to. Yeah. Right, let me go back. This isn't the place that I wanted to be in, was it? It was... Was it? I don't know. I don't know what I was just looking at then. Oh, here it is. Map. Nope, wasn't that either. Oh yes it was, yeah, sorry, yes it is. These are found white checks that, yeah, so those on white. So I think, yeah, I'm thinking I don't really want to do logic, to be honest, just yet. No, you know what? We're going to put a point in logic. So our logic is now 2. Accept and close. Alright, and then that's going to allow us to have a look at the ledger again in the next episode, possibly. And this we have 73% done, so getting close. 1 hour and 37 minutes. So I hope you are enjoying this season. I know this episode was a bit more subdued and there's a lot of reading and a lot of text going on, but I'm still enjoying it and I hope you are enjoying it as well. You can always share your experiences in the comments below, because obviously this game is different for everyone, and it'd be cool to hear some of your experiences in the comments below. But thank you very much for joining me on my journey on Disco Elysium, and I hope you'll join me on the next episode, and we will see you hopefully next time. Thank you very much guys for all your support, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.